that I have something scheduled for live until after I go live.
Yeah, same here. It's annoying. It's like it's my account and it should show that.
See, it does the same thing to mine, but there's a couple Discords that are set up for auto shield that do it that way.
Well, my phone won't show. Also forgot to turn down. And hey, Tom.
So, hey, Tom.
Let's see what's going on. Has Trump countered the attack from Iran yet?
He's supposed to be making a speech about it sometime this morning.
All I heard was they shot down a Ukrainian plane. That was all. I haven't heard anything since.
Oh, they launched a bunch of missiles. So Iran is just poking at a nuclear bear, and
well, wasn't that Iran that shot down the U.S. or it's one that Iran that shot down the plane?
Yeah, the plane the thing is, the plane had Jolie just taken off as well.
I think Iraq is fine with us being there as long as we're defending them.
Iraq actually posted did a resolution saying they want the U.S. out.
Okay, so they do actually. I was thinking that was more of them being puppeted by Iran, but okay, if they want us out, we can leave.
It's about time. It's about time the West left anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I was 7.
We've been there way too long.
I was 7 when that shit started.
So 2 years ago.
So you're almost 70?
What?
All this stuff between Iran and Iraq and pretty much most of the crap that's been going on in the Middle East has been going on since the 60s, long before any of us are born. The problem is they need to stop.
Yeah.
Well, when Tony Blair dragged Britain into it, I was only 17, and I was only 7 anyway.
Well, that was over the Iraq War. Still trying to figure out how that plays into, mainly Saudi Arabian people attacking the U.S. for 9/11. But what are you going to do? The whole weapons of mass destruction. Now, unfortunately, when it comes like the Hillarys and the Nancy Pelosi's and the people who've been in Congress for some time, they all supported it. So, yeah. They all supported the war.
Well, when it's their ideal, it's fine. But if Trump is defending the U.S., that's a bad thing, obviously. And we should obviously be on the side of the terrorists.
Here's the thing, if he did nothing... Sorry.
I was going to say, I'm not so sure you want to say defend on this. Now
true.
the entire military, a bunch of Marines and a couple of Apaches showing up to stop the attack on the embassy, which kicked this whole round off. That was actually defending, but killing the general, whether he's allowed to or not, like everybody's hollering about it, whether he had the power to do it or not, whether it's an act of war or not, who cares? That is retaliation.
Yeah, hey, James Woodwright.
If they didn't call him, if he didn't retaliate, they would just call him a coward. He's not really going to win, is he?
Well, that's the thing. The whole press is against. If Trump does something, it's bad. If he doesn't do something, it's bad.
Well, make no mistake. Back when Trump had, when there was a drone or a strike getting ready to happen, and Trump called them off, there were people sitting there calling Trump a coward over that. So it's gotten to the point. It's gotten to the point where the left and the right in the U.S. they're basically making foreign policy and their position to just to be contrary and to spite their current leadership.
which is absolutely insane.
It is insane.
I'm more neutral. He has done some stupid stuff, like I think the whole you can't smoke till you're 21. That is absolutely asinine. But hey, blind girl.
I'm just
Oh,
that
boy.
whole smoking till you're 21. I'm just waiting to see how that pans out. Because the thing is, you've got people saying, the age of majority should be raised to 21 for everything, for drinking and smoking. Well, the problem is what's going to happen when that starts to affect the stuff that the benefits the U.S. Selective service, taxes, the ability to vote.
Voting.
They want to lower lower the age on that stuff, but then raise the age on everything else. Yeah,
That's just stupid.
Yeah, and they want to make it so you can change your gender as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I still am waiting for the surgery that actually turns me into a pangolin. As soon as they come out with that, I'll be happy. Which I don't think that'd be a thing.
Oh, I think it will.
It's some scientific mumbo jumbo mind swapping.
I don't know, dude. There's people out there that with tattooed. Well, if they're having scales tattooed, there ain't nothing to say you can't have plates.
True, I guess technically I could get it'd be expensive, but yeah, I could have plates installed under the skin.
Yeah, I've seen people have like spikes installed, spikes putting under their skin. It's like that must have been fucking painful.
Have you seen that dude who turned himself into a? God damn it! Sorry, the cat ripped the headset off my head at just the right time.
Nice.
But he turned himself into a tiger, like pointed ears, has like whiskers installed, teeth.
Yeah, I knew a guy back in the 90s who went and it was back when the vampires were big, was all about the vampires. He went and actually had his ears pointed, had the surgery to have his ears put into points. And now here he is, almost 30 years later. It's hilarious to look at it because those points are still there. They're just lopped over and sagging, kind of look like a pit bull.
He's no longer a vampire. He's a dog.
Pretty much.
That just reminds me.
He walked around and said, tried to play the whole, I am the king of the vampires. Yeah, well, the sun's up, dude. Go away. Nowadays, I am the king of kibble.
Yeah. Just reminds me of he went from vampire to werewolf, which just reminds me of the funniest pun from Mystery Science Theater back in the day. The one, I think it was Crow read the movie title Werewolf, and Tom went, I don't know, you had him last.
Oh, James Ridley, increasing the age in prohibition isn't the same thing. So I don't think that's going to work like that.
Actually, kind of already has happened because the website, it actually has happened. The website that I usually get my vape supplies from, because of these bans, if I were to order a bottle of vape juice, it would take about a week to get it. They just informed me that next order I place is going to take about a month. They're so backlogged.
People just buy in bulk instead.
Yeah. I'm going to get one of these days. I'm going to get a valid ID and order some of that stuff. And then by the time I get it, I'm going to forget that I ordered it.
Oh, be patient. I'm working on it. I'm working on something.
I still need to get a valid ID so I can actually vote.
Yeah, for me, I've never actually been asked ID ever.
Is Michigan an ID state?
I should look into that, but I still need a valid ID. Shoot, last time I went to it's that Airsoft Desert Eagle I bought. The cashier won't let me because my ID wasn't valid, which is stupid.
Because every time I voted, I've never been asked for my ID. I've always just been asked for my name and my address. That's it. Because no wonder voter fraud's a problem.
Mm-hmm. I still find it funny. Even after I moved to Virginia, I'd still get the occasional mail at my old address saying, I'd get mail at my old address saying, hey, here's your registration card. I had to go to the Board of Elections, make the drive to go up to the Board of Elections several times and say, I have rescinded my registration to vote in Maryland. I do not live in Maryland anymore. I've had to do that 3 times since I moved down here. Somehow I keep registering to vote.
The cousins that moved out, we still get mail from them.
Well,
do you have to register to vote for every single thing you vote for in America, is it?
No, once you register to vote, once you register to vote, some states are different. God, what state was that? They got sued over that. Thunder, was it Texas? They've got laws that say if you do not vote in 3 consecutive elections, your registration is illegal.
Which means 2, what is that? 6 years. So 1 presidential and 2
no. Depends on the state. See, in Virginia, 3 consecutive elections is 3 years. Actually, no. Wait, no. I'm wrong. In Virginia, 2 consecutive elections, it can be as little as a year. Because we had one back in June, and then we had one in November. So, yeah.
Technically, we kind of have the technology nowadays to go to a direct democracy, but does anyone really want to do that?
No, the Constitution. We have the technology to do it, but the Constitution is set up specifically so we don't become a direct democracy, which is a good thing.
Can you imagine 5 notifications on your smartphone a day asking you to vote?
Yeah, it's about right here.
Yeah.
See, and it's ironic. It's ironic the lefties who, the thing is, as to keep. I don't want to sit and pull that whole identity thing, but the lefties who are too busy sitting in their mom's basement tweeting all day, they'll be the ones deciding what the hell everything else does, because it taking a position like mine, they say, like anybody who's been on my streams have noticed, it can take me up to 10 minutes to respond to something you put in the chat, just because I'm driving a tractor trailer. You can't see everything that I'm doing, or I can't. You can't see that everything that I'm doing.
I'm leaving.
You're constantly pushing buttons. You're constantly flipping switches. You're constantly doing something.
You're gonna help me clean.
Not only that, someone could have hacked into that easily as well.
Right.
Okay.
You can tell us when I'm gone.
I can.
And if you don't, I'm not going to put no more money on your card.
I like having money on my card. Even though it kind of went to important things.
But if it's your money, then,
He has a structured settlement and he needs cash now.
Love you.
Love you too.
They can hear you.
Yeah, hello, Green Thunder's mom.
You going?
I have an annuity, but I need cash now.
I think that's it.
Wentworth, 877 cash.
Actually, we have a bag of cat food that I need to open. Plenty of cans.
After next Friday, I'm not going to be able to go anywhere. I won't be able to drive for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing.
So we got to sit down and discuss on what we need. I know right now we need water.
food. You need food.
But you gotta stop and think of what we're gonna need, because you're gonna have to do the cooking and you're gonna have to take care of me.
Which means lots and lots of meat.
And
Ramen.
when I tell you need to come in there, you need to come in there right then.
Microwave
Okay.
ready meals for 2 weeks. There it is, I guess.
Well, we don't have the room for 2 weeks of microwave meals.
I'm thinking
Sure
about
you do.
dumping them damn popsicles and getting stuff for them in the freezer, like Hot Pockets and that.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
Thunder, might I make a
Well, we can
suggestion?
discuss that when I get back,
Yeah.
because
Might I
I
Might I
have
make
to
it
work for 8 days straight in a row tomorrow. So,
Oof.
and then I have 4, 6, 8 weeks off. I don't know. 4 to 8 weeks. I know that. So,
1 second, Trucker. You have a suggestion?
Yeah, for you actually.
Oh.
How do you and your mom feel about turkey?
Turkey's good. You like turkey?
Do y'all like meatloaf?
Yeah, meatloaf's always a thing.
At Walmart, you can buy a turkey loaf. They're like $4 a piece, right? It's basically a big meatloaf made out of turkey. Buy a bunch of those. All you got to do to prepare them is open up the box, throw it on a cookie sheet, throw it in the oven for 2.5 hours. That's it.
All right. Drive safe. That sounds
You
good.
throw it in the oven, bake it for 2.5 hours. There's a meatloaf made out of turkey with gravy even. Walmart carries it, and if you want, I can look up the Walmart nearest to you, and chances are I can tell you exactly where it is inside the store.
Unless they move it. They tend to move things.
Yeah, but you haven't. Oh wait, dude, put the Walmart app on your Android phone. It'll tell you. It'll show you a map of the store and put a little pin exactly where the product is.
Okay,
that
that
is so
cool.
awesome. That is awesome.
We mostly shop at Myers since, everything except for food and makeup. Mom gets the employee discount.
Ah,
All right, I think it's makeup. I know it's food and then like something over in the like
alcohol.
that counts as food, I think. Unless you're using an EBT card, then no, it doesn't. You freaking alkies.
I don't understand. I never did understand something. I know somebody with one of those EBT cards. She'll go into a store and buy like six cases of Coke, and that pays for the EBT card. Well, the thing is, there's actually an all-natural energy drink that I drink, and it's basically cherry juice, carbonated water, and a little bit of caffeine, and that's it. And it actually tastes really good. It's
Cherry
carbonated.
is good.
It's carbonated cherry. Yeah, it's Bing cherry, so it's kind of tart. But the thing is, that's not covered by it. Something that's actually healthier for you than a Coca-Cola, and they consider it an energy drink, therefore it's not covered.
Yeah. Oh, I need to look this up so I can read it again. There was actually legit a study on the effects of caffeine at a university. And they had to cut it early because someone didn't get the decimal point right and almost killed people on caffeine overdose.
That is possible. That is quite possible to do that.
Especially when you're using like powdered caffeine.
Have you ever been high on it?
I cannot confirm nor deny that the amount of caffeine that is in a cup of coffee is all right. The amount of caffeine that's normally in a cup of coffee is about the size of an aspirin tablet. And I cannot confirm or deny that I've taken 2 full heaping tablespoons at one time. My heart felt really interesting that day.
I've been high on caffeine once. It was weird. It just my stomach hurt a lot.
Dude, I felt like my heart was about ready to jump through my damn chest.
I've seen like was it like they advertise it as a trucker driver's aid, like yellow jackets. They're supposed to keep you awake. Don't think they sell those anymore.
They do.
Oh, do they?
They do. They had to reformulate it several years back because two of the herbs they were putting together made ephedra, and kids found out about it and were taking 5 or 6 of those pills at a time. Their hearts were blown up.
Damn kids. Stop killing yourselves.
Well, the thing is, they made a point as to not, or to make sure they did not broadcast or advertise or let it be known what the two things put together made the stuff. But if you're actually, savvy enough, you can find it.
What is it? There is a. Hey, James Warwick, welcome back. There's a lot of very beautiful plants. Like wolfsbane is a nice plant, but that's something that can be used for not good things. Always wanted to. There's a plant that it's creepy looking. It's known as doll's eyes because the berries look like there's just a bunch of doll's eyes growing on a. I get it, but
if you want to talk funny looking plants, here's one for you. Look up the hanging naked man plant.
Oh my god.
Leaves look like little hanging naked men.
There's also hooker's lips, which isn't actually the flower. It's just before the flower pops out between the two leaves, which make up the lips. But yeah, the doll's eyes are poisonous, and in the trailer park didn't want to get those because kids walk through the lawn all the time and will probably be stupid enough to eat those.
Monkey face orchids.
But yeah.
Oh, they're calling them hanging monkeys now?
No, it's just honestly, I went on Google Images for it, and there's also the monkey face orchids.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's also that plant that is like, it's a big, like, looks like starfish, but it smells like rotten flesh.
Nice. When I first bought my house, I was in the yard one time cutting out a bunch of vines back, trying to kill them off. And I'd sit and cut them out. A friend of mine came up and was like, well, what are you doing? Well, knocking these vines back. He's like, well, here, let me help you. He went to reach for them. I had to yell at him not to. And explain to him that you might want to put on a long sleeve shirt and gloves before you actually do that. And he's sitting there saying, well, why aren't you wearing them? Because this doesn't bother me. That's the day he found out how bad a poison ivy rash can be.
Yeah, for some reason, I think I'm immune to poison ivy too. Never had it and never been bothered by it.
You may very well have been. It just wasn't enough to bother you.
Yeah.
The big key with something like poison ivy is to wash your hands quickly. I mean, if you get it on you, just don't let it sit on you.
No, that's something that will kill people. If you stupidly put one of Phantom's cousins almost did this. They put poison ivy vines on the pile to be burnt, and luckily Phantom noticed in time and pulled them off before they lit the fire.
Yeah. That actually just reminds me of something funny as hell.
Itchy lungs.
Oh no! If you inhale poison ivy smoke, it can kill you.
Yeah.
No, it just kind of reminded me of now this is 20 years ago. The fire department where I lived made a big deal of saying, "Hey, come to this field at this time of day and all this and all those drugs all the drugs the cops have confiscated over the last year, they're all going to be burned in this field this day. Come watch the fire." Right. And
So a
sure
bunch
enough,
of people are going to get high as hell.
well, that's actually exactly what happened. They realized there was a crowd of people, and every time the wind shifted and the smoke changed direction, the crowd shifted with the smoke.
Oh, Peter.
I mean, technically, you're
Hello,
not the
Peter.
one burning it. Hey, Peter. You have the link.
Peter, come join us.
In fact, he has it twice. He has it in the Facebook group, and I made sure to send it over Discord.
Yeah, Peter kind of muted the Facebook group after a while. One day when I was screwing with him.
Yeah, y'all put way too much TikTok videos in it.
Pot calling kettle.
That was the point. Oh my god, those like toxins.
I just put in a couple pictures of that cute little redhead showing off her underboob. Oh,
yeah, that's nice.
Underboob is hot. Redhead with underboob. Oh my god.
I have a tendency if I come across a redhead on TikTok, I automatically follow.
Yeah. See, and the bad part is now that I mentioned, redhead with underboob, Peter is now actually going to go look at that messenger group.
He'll be with us in a second.
Take care of an itch. Every one day you randomly sent me one for a cat in a pond.
Oh my god! I almost shared like this. It's like this like jet black dog that's bigger than a Saint Bernard. Like that thing was beautiful. I get dogs and thoughts. I don't know why. Well, I know why because I tend to follow dogs and thoughts.
And cats as well.
Yeah, cats are funny.
There's one guy I follow that's hilarious. He does the whole drunk me, sober me thing.
Peter said he's in the middle of something, but if he finishes, he'll come on.
Okay. This one guy had a thing. It was he gave his wife a Christmas gift, and this is the sober him sitting there giving it to her, and you see the drunk him sitting over on the corner going, "Wait, watch this." And he's like, "Drunk me, what did you do?"
Did everyone else cut out, or is it just me?
Just
Might
you.
just be you. You hear it.
Oh, freaking stupid middle of the woods internet.
Yeah, I can't say too much. I'd like to disagree or try to correct you or something, but considering I'm on a mobile device and pretty much the same internet as you.
It's very rare when a Scottish person has the best internet.
I mean, it's beautiful out here, but yeah. Ooh, my stream should get better. I think it's around the 26th that freaking 8 gig RAM chip comes in.
Nice.
Hopefully. Which is the last bit of money I'm throwing into this laptop. Now the rest is going to be saved to actually buy a proper tower. And then the plan with the tower is make sure not to go on any sketchy websites like I tend to do with this laptop.
VPN.
Although Yeah. Although technically, some church websites have been known to have more malware than Pornhub, largely
Yeah.
because a lot of church websites are ran by little old ladies who don't really know what they're doing.
No, it's little old ladies who have that much malware on their computers. Look into setting up a virtual machine. That's the like the fake computer within a computer that the fake computer within a computer that
Oh
you
yeah,
know
I've heard of it. Like the scammers, but
the scam baiters use.
Yeah, virtual
Then
boat.
shoot that through then shoot that through a VPN, and when you shut the program down, any malware that is downloaded at the time goes away with it.
Because you can just go into your apps and just find out what the virus is and just get rid of it that way. I've done that before.
Yeah.
yeah, that says a lot about society when Pornhub has less viruses than most other websites.
Peter says Pornhub is one of the safest, most secure websites on the internet. Odd. Yeah. That hit me weird too, James. Oddly.
Well, I guess it's because they're Jewish, so therefore spending a lot of money on security doesn't seem like something they would do.
So that's why there's not really that many shower scenes on Pornhub.
That ain't right. I'm gonna laugh at it, but that ain't right. Oh,
Just about.
the worst thing to do is you
I'm
cut
gonna go ahead and
Helen.
disavow myself on that one as well.
The worst thing to do is you cut Helen Keller's hands off so she can't tell on you after you rape her. Now that's just wrong.
Wow.
That definitely needs mega disavow.
That's about now thought as having murder treats with potato per cunt. What a waste.
Yeah, it's boring. People tend to not want what they're seeing leaked.
Yeah, people are. It just tells you like what music like is on their favorites list and what porn they watch tells you a lot about people.
Yeah. There's actually found this interview yesterday on YouTube where a guy was a lawyer was interviewing a lawyer who specializes in copyright law, and was sitting there talking about they sit there and they were doing the whole so who gets these false copyright suits filed against them. And he says it tends to be there's 3 companies that are really notorious for it in the US. What they do is they'll file some sort of discovery suit, to find out the identities of people who have broken copyright infringements in in some random state, say Florida, just find out who the information is, and it's immediately dismissed in Florida, but it gets the information out. It tells them who they are. Well, what they do then is take that information, and once that case is dismissed, they now have the information of who these people are, and then start going around and submitting false, well, I don't want to say false, but frivolous copyright suits against people who have infringed copyright, like via BitTorrent. And the thing is, they tend to file, say 2,000. They'll file 2,000 cases against 2,000 different people. Saying copyright claim, and they'll say the whole, well, we're going to sue you for $20,000, but we'll settle for $500. And they tend to do that against copyright that they don't even hold, but it's copyright with an offer to settle tends to be on adult films. So it's a matter of, they're going to say, we're going to sue you for copyright infringement to have this film, or the entire country is going to know that you downloaded Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Crappy Slayer.
Hey, Crappy.
Yeah. Ooh, there's something on. If you look into it, YouTube has a deep dark side. There is a lot of adult toys being reviewed on YouTube.
There's a lot of adult content on YouTube, period, dude.
Yeah, there is a surprisingly large amount of porn on YouTube. Even though the terms of service doesn't allow porn, but apparently it's allowed.
I mean,
as long as you age restrict it, you can have it there.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's not like the terms of service doesn't allow the bullying and abuse and all that, which a lot of porn can be considered that. But just the sexual acts in and of itself, there's nothing that says you can't have it there. It just says you have to age restrict it.
Twitter also allows porn as well, which is weird.
Oh yeah, that's my news feed gets some bullshit political view, nice tits, bullshit political view. That's a nice ass. Bullshit political view.
What was that? Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter.
See, I don't get that shit on my Twitter. Mine's basically political view, some wild ass joke, political view.
I don't follow any porn stars on Twitter purely just in case I check Twitter in public.
If you're looking at my phone and I'm checking in public, your fault. But yeah. Especially if you follow the Ranting Monkeys Ass Crack team.
MITAM.
Well, just the individuals that post the nice stuff on MITM. Always good stuff.
And most of the girls that they post are a little skinny for me.
Oh my. Yeah, the Jack likes them anorexic apparently.
Jack likes them Asian. Jack likes them skinny, small, and Asian. Polly, I never paid attention to. Monkey likes them all.
And I am all for all. Unless you're like 300 pounds, then maybe not. Unless you're like in Amazon, then 300 pounds may be right.
I don't know. Look into a gal named April Flores.
True, it does depend on how you carry the weight.
She's a big girl, and I mean a big girl. Okay. That was interesting. Yeah, you can definitely tell I live in the country. When you're driving down the road and some dude's old dog just walks out in the middle of the road. You slam on the brakes, stop it. Dog just looks at you like, yeah, what do you want? It keeps on walking.
I think if she was a bit skinnier,
it's so old at this point, it just doesn't care.
She's not bad, but I think if she was a bit skinnier, I would.
Yeah, she's not a bad gal, is she? I mean, there's the same personal preference for everybody, but
it's the kind of thing like last word at the pub and you're really drunk.
Nah. If it's her, some anorexic chick, I'd take her.
I need to look into mods for 7 days, but they
But
haven't.
a caveat on that is, as well as I'm not a small guy either, so I definitely think if I were to ever had the chance with a small girl, I would never take it because I'm afraid I'd break her. And that's not any machismo. I'd split her in half with my meat. It's a matter. No, it's not that. It's a matter. I'd be afraid to give her a hug and break her back.
But yeah.
There's a TV on the background.
Shit.
Oh, you can hear that? That's Antenna TV. So does that copyright even count?
Antenna
Yes.
TV.
It's old ass television. I think it's
It does.
that's Dennis the Menace.
It does, but
Zero.
it does count. But it's a matter of there's not any in particular amount that you can measure.
Yeah, that'll be the weird mannequin Dennis the Menace.
Wasn't Dennis the Menace American to begin with?
Yes.
No, there's a Scottish version as well.
Which
There's a
came
Scottish
first, though?
Well, the Dennis and the Menace started out as a comic strip in the U.S.
Like people know about it. People know about the Beano comics and stuff.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
Why? What'd you do?
Well, apparently the American Dennis the Menace
Yeehaw!
came out in the same day. Weirdly enough.
There is like a few like things that like
Hey, the neighbor's been through. Cool.
It's just a weird coincidence.
yeah, like what is it? It's same thought but different that shows up at different times. I forget what that's called. Like completely independent of each other. I think there's an
That's pretty.
SCP and the Weeping Angels that share the same, essentially the same motive, only the Weeping Angels send you back in time, the SCP just breaks your neck.
That there's kind of sad and pretty at the same time.
Snow?
Yeah, the snow and all those little pine trees got them all sagging and sad looking. But it's in the sun,
Yeah.
so.
And they kind of just like, we weren't used for Christmas, we're depressed.
Oh, wonderful. Come
Oh,
on.
there's a pine that fell that it's in the yard, so I'm
Yeah.
going to need to chop it eventually, like get the chainsaw and cut it up eventually and move it either into the woods or burn it. I'm leaning towards burn it.
Okay, let's not repeat that.
What?
I was standing still, but according to my pickup truck, I was doing 70.
That's interesting.
My tires were spinning.
Oh, yeah.
You have not looked at the screen, have you?
Not really. I'm playing with a bouncy, squishy thing.
I'm driving on a sheet of ice and snow.
Yeah, that hasn't made it up here. It's just like a frosting. So the
storm that produced this came from the south, so.
See, I
Your
was
car
thinking
has-
Michigan, you would get a lot of snow that came down from Canada.
Yeah. Good part is most of this snow will be gone today.
yeah, it looks sunny.
Yeah, it's sunny. It's supposed to be in the 50s today, so.
Oh, that's nice. I don't even look at the weather. I just go, okay, what is it outside? Yeah, it's nice enough. I can do some stuff outside. Or, yeah, screw this. It's too cold. I'm going back in.
Stick your hand out the window.
No, I actually step out on the front. Technically it's the back patio porch or back deck, but we don't use the front door, so who cares? In fact, until I guess that's 3 years ago because it's before I moved here that mom had me put together steps for the front deck because the insurance company got on her that the front door didn't have steps.
Why? It's in the middle of nowhere. Who really cares?
Because it can't be more. If there's an entrance, there has to be a way to the entrance. And a lot of insurance companies, if I think it's a 4-inch. If it's more than a 4-inch drop, it has to have a step to it.
Oh yeah, and there's a
I had to deal with that when I moved into my house because there's a stair. My front porch is literally sitting 5 inches off of the ground. So I actually had to put a step, and the step is just a damn board that's actually laying on the ground.
just a paver. But yeah, if board works.
Well, no, it's just a single 2x4.
Oh, that's something. Oh, that's what I wanted to do with the pine. So there's one of these mind puzzles that's really easy. It's just like a star, but
Okay.
all 6 pieces are exactly the same. And I was thinking about just making like a bigger version of that. Because all it is like 45-degree cuts.
Gotcha.
But, yeah. There's a bunch of stuff I want to do, but just never get around to. By never get around to is I tend to procrastinate.
Yeah, I'll procrastinate later.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I was going to build up a better. There's cinder blocks just stored in the woods that I was going to make a better grill stand so I could grill better and add logs to the fire as I am grilling, rather than once I put because just in the grill I'm using, it's once I put the grill down, I can't add any more logs, so I have to get it hot enough to cook the food. Because it's a normal grill and you're supposed to use charcoal. And I don't feel like messing up the grill by cutting it with a hacksaw. But,
fair enough.
So
it's nice to know nobody has left my house since yesterday.
James Wardright's going to be right. What else is going? I need to find a better way to stream 7 days that's not as intensive, because otherwise it's going to be New Vegas and then this show. So I might end up going to 2 episodes of New Vegas per week. I might try getting it. Maybe I'll go with Minecraft, but a heavily modded Minecraft. The next Minecraft I do is not going to be that heavily modded. It's going to be it's Jurassic Craft, I think it's called, but it has it where you dig up fossils and you can actually throw it in a machine and get DNA, and then put that DNA in a chicken egg and hatch a dinosaur.
Just why?
Because it exists.
How do you get the dinosaur?
What do you mean? You just
like when you kill it?
I don't know. I never killed them because they're. It's more I got the dinosaur to complete the collection of had a proper Jurassic Park zoo going. The one I feel more sorry for is to get any of the mammals, like a woolly mammoth. You impregnate a cow. And the baby woolly mammoth is a little bit bigger than the cow, so ouch.
Yeah, you'd kill a cow.
Well, this being a game, it didn't kill the cow. You just feel sorry for the damn thing.
I've always thought of like giving birth must feel like that's just having a really massive shit.
That is a common occurrence in birth.
I mean, it makes sense.
The thing is, when it comes to giving birth, to my understanding, it's you got the people that say, "Oh, it stretches and opens up anyway, or opens up to the size it needs to be, and all this stuff." That's true, but then the whole, something the size of a watermelon to the size of a lemon is still true. So both arguments have strong points and not so strong points.
I don't know. I guess it could be fun raising the kid, but the whole making and raising the kid, I guess, could be both fun and a thing. But the giving birth to the kid does not look like fun to me.
Well, they choose to go through it most of the time. So,
well, apparently, it may not be fun, but it may not be fun, but it's not absolutely. It may not be fun, but it may not be absolutely prohibitive as far as the amount of fun it is or is not. Because, well, hell, that's how we reproduce, and we've been doing it for millennia.
Yeah, and now we're better at keeping them alive. Apparently, way back in the day, apparently you didn't get a name until after your 5th year of life because they didn't want to get too attached to you.
that's a big thing, isn't it?
That sounds like some wives' tale bullshit to me, but.
Well, I'm talking like way back in the day, like Dark Ages. But yeah, it does sound like a wives' tale.
Yeah.
Oh, that is okay. That just reminded me. So one of the things that I went to a lot, like this, it's like an old house that was built like before electricity came to Niles, and it's now a museum, and you can go through it. And someone pointed out that there was actually a like death scene on like the woman in the woman's quarters, and apparently, yeah, you look into it. It was a memorial for all of, like a couple children she lost. Apparently, they got rich off the iron mine in the UP, or one of the iron mines in the UP. But yeah, then it went to the house went to the city, and it was like city hall for a while. So, and then now it's, I think, still owned by the city, but they're trying to get it back to where it used to be.
Nice.
Which is one of the reasons why we paid to go to it a lot, because that I like seeing old stuff. And you gotta look back at history to remember where you were.
And to learn from the mistakes.
Hello, Lady Trucker.
Thunder says hi.
How long have we been going? Yeah, I think it's about
an hour.
Close enough.
54 minutes.
I'm
Sorry.
I'm going to get on to probably 7 Days to Die for a little bit, and then probably go outside.
Awesome.
And then when Mom gets home, I have to clean up, so I'm not going to do that while she's out. So
Why do you do like
let's
the
see.
chores first and then play games?
Oh wait, yeah, no, you did just save my ass. I have to get the second bin down to the end of the driveway because that's going back to the garbage company because there's no sense in us paying for 2 bins. All right, so blind trucking is what, 7:30?
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Oh, well then,
She said last night there is no blind trucking tonight.
how did I forget that already?
Mm.
So Thursday, the first thing would be on the Trucker Matt channel.
Yep. About 8 o'clock Thursday morning, Springfield, Pennsylvania. Live dash game.
Be there or be some shape parallel to a triangle.
Yep. And if
Bye.
anybody was watching, if anybody missed it yesterday, they missed a 14-car pileup.
Bye.